Alright, Vipers Whip back here with more Football Manager 26. Recall items is red. We had some players called up for international duty. Let's see who this time. Cordolino, obviously, she's fantastic. Cassip on our under 21 team. Rana Blades. It said 4 players. Under 21 player, I guess. I don't know who that is. Without the international nations in the game, there's no... Priscilla's not going to be there. She should be. And she would rejoin Aline probably. I haven't seen how Aline's doing on her new team. In the more recent patch, they moved Aline to a team, which kind of sucks. I normally had her as my right wing there, but I don't know. If somebody leaves a comment telling me they want me to do this with their actual team rather than Priscilla, who you never get in real life on Sunderland. It's just Brazil's not in the... It's impossible Priscilla wouldn't be picked up. She was a big member of the Brazilian under 20 national team, under 21 national team. Like she's known internationally, right? So there's no way she would come to Sunderland probably. But she's available in the game, so go get her. Is she a lot better than Dale at this point in her life? No. But she will be better than Dale. Dale will never be worth $800,000, for example. So let's, before I even look at who's doing what in the formation, I'll do this. And we're going to run at the center Ds. No, not tight marking. Trigger press against the D's there. Let's do everything to the wing backs. And for the MLs, we're just going to put them on their weaker foot. They'll end up in the box, so you don't want to slide tackle them hard. And then we're going to just tight mark these ones to keep them from... I don't know, I kind of like tight marking them. I don't know if it's the best option or not. Yeah, this one finally showed up and it gets a good result. The media is giving you a lot of credit. They like feeling appreciated. And they're in the red, we're in blue. I don't like it. We're red. Sunderland's probably... I don't know if we're older than these people or not. But off the opening face-off. Great. That's a really good sign. In my trials, I wasn't filming. I did score in 16 seconds once, so this is worse than that. But not by much. That's pretty terrible. That's a big hill to climb. Especially when you're not getting any shots on net. Nobody's getting any shots on net. There was that one, so that was exciting. And we're probably at their barn, but we're like, nobody's getting shots. Oh, they get a corner. This could be terrible. Okay, we got the ball out, but it went back to them, and she's gonna do another cross. No place to shoot. They're getting at it, and Maloney made a save. Maloney is a good goalie, but yeah, that penalty shootout really Okay, so I don't know if this is mine or we're gonna lose it. Atkinson puts in a cross. McInnes, can she head the ball in? She can. I'm not going to say that's because we went to defensive, but defensive just means, guys, settle down and focus on defense because the game's not going very well. Make a little bit more share of your passes. Don't try and charge up the field. Because we weren't getting any shots, which means you're not getting the ball to the final third. Finn lost it temporarily. She shoots the ball. I've told her fucking not to shoot the ball. So that's disappointing to see that she did that. Corbin. Alright. Atkinson can shoot the ball. Corbin's not supposed to. Finn shooting that ball did create a chance, so it's not the worst thing. It wasn't the worst result in the world, but normally when it bounces off the crossbar or something, it doesn't go to your team. So really nice play there by Corbin, and good for Atkinson to get open, and we're up by 1 now. There's nothing I can say to my team. If somebody knows different, let me know. But after that disappointing start, we are taking it to them. And I'm going to leave it on defensive because it's got a result. Corbin plays a cross in. Can Barry put the ball in the net? She can. That's 2-headed goals. Really nice. And now I can praise them because they're up by 2. And that was a great cross by Corbin. Corbin's got 2 primary assists here. And just look, Barry just gets her head on this. Powell doesn't... This is... The way that displayed there is McInnes went down to jump, but she never got to the jump part. That's how they show that you got beat in a jump, really. They don't have both players jump or something. It's too much for this engine. I think you never used to see that. You'd see people go up in the air and the taller one normally prevailed. Here they did a bad throw in. Can Priscilla? Nope. Oh my god, that was almost an own goal. What the hell was that? Are we getting many fouls? We don't get that information here. We used to get more information. This screen is so fucking useless. 6 fouls. No, it's fine. It was replaced, like this screen used to come all the way down here. We didn't have the little 3D view. Do I like the 3D view? I've made my peace with it. It does show, like for example, I went to defensive there because we weren't going up the field, which means we're doing aggressive passes. That's what this means. Right? So not slow it down. This isn't slow it down, but just just play more defensively. And this is go for it, right? So that's what that means. Quite good. And I'm gonna keep the defensive on. We've really quite dominated them since putting it on defensive, but also after that tragic first goal. Now, we weren't going to get our head on that, but can Shiva score? No, she can't. Shiva is like, she's everything, right? She's just fine at everything. So I would have expected her to score that. Kind of. Finishing 10. It wasn't a particularly long shot. I don't know. Kind of 50-50, and she didn't do a particularly good job there. You can see from the music, they haven't put any music played during pre-match and cutscenes where available. Music plays when you score goals. Sometimes, like at the World Cup and stuff. I don't know if they... Often fans are cheering so loud you can't hear a goddamn thing. Because there's, 60,000 people at men's games. But at women's games, you should play some music. Barry is choking. I only recently removed her from the under-21 team. No. She can't shoot from there, but she can play it to Atkinson, who can do a cross. Barry can't get her head on it. Can Atkinson shoot from here? She will, and she can score. Atkinson can score. What a goal. Finishing 12. Okay, that's higher than it normally is. Again, it's kind of random spawn. I think that's more, and her pace is more. She's honestly a really good youngish player. I would want jumping and heading. Yeah, she's only 156. So for balls that come across to the other inside forward, Barry at least is tall and has decent heading. I honestly will probably try and sign Barry. I don't think she's a wonder kid, but she'll probably be fairly cheap. In January, I'll probably try and buy her, to be honest. It's not going to take me to her full profile during the game. They have an injured player on the pitch. And what a goal, top corner. You could have been free. I didn't panic after that first goal, you'll notice, because a goal in the first 28 seconds is not deflating. It was just, oops. And no matter what happens here, I could click praise, but we'll probably lose this. We started with it, but it was from a set piece. Like, we started with a free kick, so it's not quite the same rules. Here we're going to Atkinson. She's got options in the box. Priscilla is the first one there, and what a goal. We're ripping them apart. They probably felt really good at the 5-minute mark. They were up 1-0. We didn't have a shot on net. And then I tell my players, guys, just relax a little bit. Move up more slowly. Don't do anything crazy. Now, goal differential could matter a fucking ton. Let's just slow it down a bit. And let's just say, it's up to you, and we're playing defensive. Because I want that goal differential. And we've got some time here left in the game, but Brown is on a yellow, and we should get Roberts out there. Corbin is on a yellow. Actually, did that just cancel my tactics as well? It probably did, because this game is so stupid that way. I canceled the... So we'll confirm the changes. And then we'll go and do this. So Brown for Roberts. I'm going to do Corbin for Pierce. Barry, we don't have a backup for Barry, really. Shiva would be the backup. But she injured Watson, who in training, remember? So Atkinson is on 2 goals. You can't take her off. That's the problem with 2 goals. People will get all sorts of pissy if you take someone with 2 goals off. They're like, why did you take her off when there's a hat trick? And you have to justify yourself to the crowd saying, I'm in charge. I don't take fan criticism very well. There goes Westrup. So now we can get Pierce where they should be. So we're going to do Pierce to Westrup. And we're going to do then Hanlon for Westrup. So, but Pierce is a good center D. So there we go. Barry is really doing poorly. Do we have anyone who is just good at everything? Shiva can play there, as you can see. And then MC, we can do Kitching. Don't be afraid to move players around. Shiva can play basically anywhere. Now they've got a throw in from an injured player who throws the ball. Turned out okay. Always open. This is dangerous. O'Hanlon didn't really clear that very well. But Lloyd Smith misses the net wide. And we'll give him one more praise to finish the game here. And this is a terrific result. We really started hindering their attempts. You're not going to score from here, but you can do a good something. Not that. I was expecting a cross. Kitching crosses it. McInnes puts it back across, but there was no one there. Not a single fucking person to receive that cross. And Kitching scored. Atkinson could be standing there, but now Kitching was a sub, and in it goes. Kitching is a terrific young player, but not a wonder kid. Fuck. Now that doesn't mean... So a wonder kid might have 145 stats, and Kitching could... She doesn't have 130. I think she's 126. When I looked in the editor. Corbin is the highest at 130. And that's going to be a really good player. Why are you asking me to change anything when we're just crushing it? Like, obviously what we're doing is working. So yeah, look at what a team. Really responded. And we didn't have to pay a clean sheet bonus. So there you go. That works, and our goal differential is really good. And we moved up to first. Birmingham must have lost. Or they didn't score enough goals. So one of the two things happened. We're in first. We're in the only promotion spot. He had to take out the playoff because it didn't really work. And I think it was 2 and a playoff, though. I think it was 2 and a playoff. So hopefully the people add Sports Interactive or whatever will add the lower leagues in so that you don't have to use a mod that f's up the promotion and relegation stuff. Back from the dead. They scored in 28 seconds. It was a really great shot, by the way, but there's nobody. Somebody should be standing inside. Like, you shouldn't be able to get the good shot. They're supposed to be pressuring you, making you make poor decisions. They're supposed to be coming up so that you have to move and shoot, which is way harder than shooting from a static position. Like, there's a bunch of stuff that you can do to make sure they don't get that kind of shot. And we didn't do that, obviously. So the lasses. So when I leave comments on Sunderland women's video instead of Gratz ladies or whatever for winning a game 1-0, when it happens, you say Gratz lasses because that's what they took as their name. So Atkinson, we're top of the league. What a great player of the match, obviously. She did have one primary assist there, I think, or secondary assist. Which they don't track. I really think football should grab that from hockey. Secondary assist. Like, let's say the goalie sees an opportunity to counterattack, makes a really great long throw, because they can throw with one hand, which is, you can throw it further than with two hands because you can windmill your body more than you can whip your body, right? So anyways, they make a long throw that gets up towards the half line to the winger because the other team was pressing and there's no one covering the winger. And then the striker makes a run to the middle and the winger gets down there and there's only one defender. There's nothing anyone can do. They put the ball over and the striker scores. The goalie doesn't get an assist. It's kind of shit because they made that play, but they're not the last person to touch the ball before it went to the striker. They don't get any offensive credit. And that's what assists and are meant to represent. This player helps the offense. And I think that having 2 assists would help catch that more. I think it would. Obviously, some people, it can end up in a situation where the second assist didn't really do that much, but I think it will catch more people than it creates in those situations, getting unnecessary credit. I think it will give credit to more people. But FIFA is slow to change. You remember the old FIFA president, Seth Blatter? Oh, what should women do to increase the popularity of women's football? And he said, wear tighter shorts. Even like when he said it, there's so much dystopian comedy in the world now, and that was something that you could imagine Monty Python or whatever saying. All they needed was time and marketing. They market the hell out of the Champions League. Those games are huge. The Super League 1, the League 1 or whatever for the women here, is fairly well attended. And the Champions League just goes crazy though. Amy Merrick's. So Jamie Finn. Yep. Bristol City. Yeah, we crushed Bristol. They didn't like that I played defensively, so are you going to look to attack here? If you play on attacking or positive or very attacking, we love the attacking football. If you play, it doesn't matter what your formation is, by the way. Although I think it does matter if you're like Gengen press versus a very defensive one. But yeah, it's mostly based on your choice there in that we played defensive and we crushed them. I normally don't go to defensive unless the game's not going very well, though. Izzy Atkinson. It's the biggest reason she's not long for this world. And you can never lose those, by the way. I don't know if you can lose those stats. You can. Okay, so the performance ones, like, is not very good in the air. You can get rid of by training aerial. You get these kind of things on young players. But that I've never been able to get rid of does not enjoy big matches. And I've played them in big matches that we've won. We've won big matches with that player playing not particularly poorly. You'd think that eventually they'd get over the big match thing, but that one never goes. I don't know if there's something in the game that will allow it to go. I've never found it. So who were we? We're playing Birmingham for top spot. Oh, I won Manager of the Month because we won all our games. Atkinson got Player of the Month. Let's first go to see how happy she is. And personal, here we go. Happiness is perfect. I'm not going to talk to her. I'm not going to save the game because, I'm not going to do anything to... So, it looks like Watson is back. I do want Shiva on the bench. Dell was wanted before, but she's not wanted anymore, and that's probably a function of me not playing her. Fuck, let's start Watson on the bench. Dell gets 1-star rating here mostly because of this. Falling back to center midfielder. Not so much from the free roaming part of it, and she is a striker, so she can play advanced mid even though it says half-star there. Don't worry about it. Her stats are good for this part, not so much this part. She doesn't have like marking and tackling. But if I want to try and get rid of her and stop her from being a whiny baby, then I'm going to have to play her here. And I can play her for like 60 minutes. Let's do all this. This is really annoying that we have to do this. And we're going to trigger press on that person. We're going to show weaker foot on these people. We're going to go hard on these people. And we're going to run at the DCs. Right, so trigger press the DCs. I don't know if it's helping or not. I don't keep stats. And look, yeah. They like that the media is giving us credit. And I hope Dale scores a goal or something. And while they're not going to score off the face-off with a pass like that, I kind of want to play defensive. This is the best team in the league. And we're at 4 minutes and haven't, got a shot on net yet. So let's march the ball up the field a little bit better. Now they started with the ball. So, it looks like they're going to get a chance. Oh, that was very unfortunate bounce. Very unfortunate bounce. We can see there that we'll look at this one. I hate looking at the scores against, but yeah, Westrup kept her. Reglar got her foot on it, but it just bounced to the wrong person. And you see defensive is getting us in their end a little bit more. Can we get some shots on net? Just throw out some encouragement. Don't know if that matters or not. But this is a very boring game. Like insanely boring. And we just gave the ball away. This is the best team in the league. We used to both get promoted. I don't mind losing this game to them. We're going to win more games over time. They're just the better team against us. But they are not a better team against everyone else, if that makes sense. I know that we're going to make this game up by beating the crap out of every other team. And they're going to lose to other teams that we're not going to lose to. So, yeah. This could end up being a terrible result. But I'm not too worried about it right now. And there was no one to cross that to, so that's a poor selection. But the goalie... What the fucking... What? Brown? What? I don't have play for set pieces on. She really should have stopped that. She had no one around her. You can take that down. Throw-ins, everyone gets to get in position. Why did you not stop that from going off the field? I know that's just a display error. Oh, Atkinson has a clear path to net. Take a step in, lady. Yeah, there you go. Dale got a primary assist there. That's also good. And I'm going to encourage again. She grabs the ball and runs to center. And yeah, this was insanely poor defensive coverage. They just let her walk to that point. She could have even taken a few more steps in. So we stole the ball. Thankfully, Barry got back for it. She's way out of position right now. That's the position. She got back into it. She hustled. And then Brown and her do a little give and go. And they get it to Priscilla, who heads the ball into the net. She didn't take it down. She chose to head the ball. She was all alone. She could have easily taken that down and done whatever she wanted with it. But she chose the header. And what a ball by Brown. And what a play by Priscilla. Near post. Goalie was moving across, couldn't get there. I'm not going to put this on defensive necessarily, but if you're playing a team and things aren't going well, go defensive. Just makes your players march up the field. Not slower, like I said, but like more safe passes or whatever. Attacking is go for it. And we get a corner highlight. We're going to get a headed goal. Dale looks like she had a chance to put that in the net, but she didn't get to the ball. And a corner highlight on the redo. 2 corner highlights on the same passage. Can we do it better the next time? Reglar gets it to McInnes, who has 16 finishing but doesn't use it there. She volleyed it instead of taking it down and doing anything with it. And she should have. She had time to do that. I've just done a cry there, and if we score, they're all gonna go, "What are you talking about?" And we could. It's off a set piece. It's off a goalie thing. And we're way offside, I think. I don't think Barry was offside. I think Priscilla was offside the entire time. And never put herself onside, so that you can start offside if you throw yourself back to onside. She just had to slow down and let Barry pass her, basically, but she stayed ahead of Barry the whole time. It didn't start well, but we're playing well since then. It's fine. The players know that they've came from 2-0 down and have drawn it. I don't want to draw. Like, I think we're good enough to win this game. It's just when you come back from 2 down and and you end up with a draw, it kind of counts as a win. But you can see we're starting to take a bit more charge of the game. But they have a better XG, which means more passes and everything. We started with the ball here, which... Oh, good. I can change Dale out for Watson, which I wanted to do anyways, and so she's not, which is great. Maybe that's why that pass was a bit anemic. Dell crosses it over. Barry can head the ball. She can. That's why I'm probably going to try and sign her. Dell gets 2 primary assists in this game. That's going to make her more market worthy. Those are offensive stats. What a goal. They haven't really done anything in a while. It only takes 1 shot, but like they scored on both their shots on net, right? So this kind of counts as a set piece, and so this doesn't mean we're going to lose it. A nice roll, and here we go. Brown, can you do something fun? Plays it up forward for Barry, who plays it forward for Watson, and Watson can score. But the goalie does make a save. We get a corner. Maybe. Nope. Well, I mean, we got a corner. You know what I mean. And here's another set piece, basically. Looks like she's going to have to kick it down the field, which I hate, but Atkinson got her head on it, and Watson was dispossessed by So Yun, though. And so that's one of the reasons why I hate these. And she wasn't offside. Okay. She looked like she was ahead of the passer. Now, they've had 3 shots. No, 4 shots on that, to be fair. But we have 7, and we should be winning this game. I'm gonna be disappointed with the draw since we went up, right? So I can encourage. Let's see. Sorry, phone rang. Ringing again. About my apartment lease. Sorry, okay, we're back at it. Am I gonna make any changes? This is very dangerous. She can't curl it into the net. Okay, so... I mean, when we want to score another goal, is it good taking these people off the field? Let's do this and see if we can put in another goal. This could bite me in the ass. But let's march this up the field and try and get a fucking goal. Because we were up 3-2 against Birmingham and we're playing them for top spot in the league, and if we win, then that could be a real boon. Here's Barry. She's got good finishing, but she's got Watson. I'm not going to say it. It's because of that. Do I have any subs left? I have one, and Barry is gasping for air, and Shiva can play anywhere. So there we go. We're going to do that. And the goalie grabs her head there. Heron got unlucky. She did a good slide tackle, but it went to the wrong player. And Watson made the run. Really good. And we're defensive again. We started with the ball here. It makes me very unhappy because they've scored on almost every shot on net. And this means we're probably going to lose the ball. Like I said, 9 out of 10 times. But, well, this looks unlikely now. Atkinson has it and she has options. But she takes the shot and the goalie had to save it. Atkinson is in a brutal condition now. I don't have any more subs. She is our best corner taker. And she gets the ball in, but we have our players out top, and Shiva is not a long shooter. think I've told her not to shoot. What a win. What a tale of, like, come back, they tie it. You could imagine that being demotivating. This win could be the difference between getting promoted and not getting promoted, because if we look at our two teams and look at every other team, Ipswich, oh my god, we are so far ahead. And I know that it's only a few games into the season. 7 games. We've won all our games in the league. But the women only play 22 games. We've played a third of the season. A few more games, 4 more games to halfway through the season. And so it's not a long season. The men play 46 games in the, not in the Premier League, but in the leagues below it. There's 24 teams. So you play each team twice. So you play 46 games. And so you would look at this and be like, it's not enough for the season to judge. But we're not getting relegated. Let's put it that way. No freaking chance of that. But a lot of player contracts are expiring. I could go get better players to replace the players who are expiring. So if for some reason we don't get promoted this year, we would definitely the next year, because I can replace bums on the team. Like Robert. Well, no, Roberts is under contract for 1 more year. But like Westrip is not the best defender. She's fine. There's better goalies than Maloney, but can I get them when I'm in WSL2? I don't know. Shiva. There's a bunch of players here that I wouldn't renew. Dale, Scar. So, yeah, it's... But I want to get promoted in the first year. That was a really good win. And let's look at these and see what people have to say. Great result. We did create quite a few chances. I think this is a Sunderland fan who's not happy that we won that game. Okay. Oh, they were unbeaten. We were both unbeaten. So Birmingham is like, oh, this was just a bump. We deserve to win. Blah, blah, blah. And here's the Sunderland fans. Okay. We wouldn't have won that without Barry. I'm going to probably sign her in January. They're not giving any credit to Dale, who had 2 assists. Or was that in the previous game? That's the other team. I can't say shut the fuck up about those people. Yeah. All right. So that's this episode. We've had wonderful results. Ashton Gate. So we were in their place. They put 7,600 people there to watch them get crushed. And where were we? Did we play in the Stadium of Light? No, it's calendar. Fixture schedule, I think. So we were at home, but we played in the Stadium of Light, thinking, oh, the crowd will show up for a game against our Birmingham, the top two teams in the league. That's less than our regular place can hold, 2,500 people. So the Stadium of Light can hold, I think, 50,000 something. They can do more. And 2,000 people showed up. The women's team needs to improve their reputation big time. That's embarrassing. Here we're in Bristol City and they get 7,600 people for a game against Sunderland, who was not really a high-flying team. Right? If Man City rolled through here, this would probably be 20,000. And we're playing for top spot in the league. I know it's early in the season, but we're putting in a shift here. And 1,200 people showed up. Now, when we played Southampton, it is getting better, maybe. Are we seeing growth? No, it's just kind of random. Depends who you're playing. Yeah, I can show. So the friendlies, Everton is in the WSL. Yep. So we lost to Everton, 3-2 though, and we lost to Liverpool. Right? WSL. 3-4, and then we played Chelsea and Aston Villa. I think Aston Villa is in WSL as well. There, yep. So, yeah, we lost only to WSL 1 teams. We tied Brighton. I think this formation is really good. That's better than my formation would have done against them. So we'll see when we're in WSL. My formation was good enough to win the WSL 2 and to put us in, I think we finished 7th or 8th in the WSL. 7th. Yeah, we were 7th. So, and that was the first season I still had some riffraff on the team and a lot of wonder kids. So I was happy with my old formation. I just wanted to do that to change it up because I've played the same formation since, I don't know, whatever, a long freaking time. So, yeah, we're doing well. Just this Newcastle one. That was a bad one. We played very poorly there. And it crushed us in the end on the penalty shootout with an anemic penalty by somebody. Lower back fracture. Interesting. Still 4 to 5 weeks. Ouch. Everybody else is back. She'll be back before the transfer window. But will she have a chance to put in a good shift for us? Maybe get her traded. If I go to match day tactics, do we have any players that are wanted? Roberts for a loan from an Australian side. Interesting. Watson is wanted for a loan. Lambourne is wanted by Spurs. get her playing a bit. Don't want her to get injured, but if I could sell her to Spurs for even $100 or something, I would, because her contract is just going to expire worthless. Maybe they want to sign her in What they'll do is they'll sign her in January for an end of contract contract. Basically, they'll say, okay, when in June, when you're finished with Sunderland, come to our team. No, it's kitchen. So, there we go. That's this episode. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. When's the next game? Here, we'll do these 2 games next. And then we'll do these 3 next, because then we're on a break. We enter the FA Cup. There. I would like to win a game. I don't know who I'm playing yet. And we wrap up our League Cup there after playing Man City here. Probably losing to Man City, to be fair. And to be fair, we probably should lose to Man City, which means we'll have 2 losses and 3. For us to get promoted, we have to beat Man City, beat Durham, have a good goal differential, and Man City has to lose. Well, we would have 7 points. Man City would have lost, so Man City could only get 6 points. Newcastle has to lose to Man City or Durham. Well, because we got 1 point. If we win 2 games, we win the group. Because that means we're beating Man City and Durham, which means they can't win the league. Now, if we draw against Man City or something and we give a point to another team, then it's all out the window. But if Newcastle loses a game to Man City, for example, then we would win the League Cup. Our group. Which I've never managed to do. Yeah. Because for some reason we're always in a group with Man City. These are teams that are close to you, I guess. I think Liverpool... Is Liverpool closer than Manchester? I think so. So it's not quite geographical. Yeah, if somehow we beat Man City, and to prove... Like, I'm not going to refilm 3 games because I lost to Man City here. So you have to believe that I don't reset or refilm episodes because I'm losing games. I don't care. I don't care about the League Cup. Frankly, I don't want it. I don't want my players, when we get to this time period, to be playing 2 games a week. Because I want my best team on the field and I want them to play 90 minutes. And you can see if we're not in cups, we play 1 game a week. But if we start throwing FA Cups in here and League Cups in here, we're playing 2 games in a week. And it means I have to rotate the team and do a bunch of stuff to get fresh players on the pitch, and your players are tired at the end of the game. Well, you know what? I love it when other teams are playing 2 games a week and we're playing 1. Like in the WSL, in our first season there, even our second season, I'd rather other teams are playing in the Champions League, in the League Cup, in the FA Cup. Like, that's a lot for those Champions League teams. That's why you don't mind playing for them behind someone else, because you're going to get to play, because there's going to be times when there's 3 games in 10 days. And you're definitely going to get to play. But yeah, it's going to be a while for us to get there. And I don't want to play. I hope we lose in the FA Cup, to be honest. And do I want to win the League Cup? It would be fun. And your reputation goes up if you win the League Cup. But we're not going to win the League Cup. It doesn't go up because you won your group. Your reputation doesn't get bigger. So, yeah, whatever. Anyways, it wins us games. Shut up. So, that's it. I say that's it, and then I think of something else I want to show. Okay, so that's it. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. And I think if I restart, like if they really change something again and I restart, I don't mind playing the WSL2. And if they add the lower leagues in, I'll probably restart for real. I mean, this is a mod. The lower leagues are present, but not really present. Like, they're not bidding for your players. Like, Roberts is going to Australia instead of to a Roberts, here we go, is going to Australia instead of to the league below the WSL2, which is where she belongs. She's not going to leave England to go play in Australia if a team, let's go quickly look. Let's quickly go look, competitions, WSL2, and hit this little down arrow. Like, if Stoke was offering her a contract, she's going to go there instead of go to some weird team in Australia, right? But these teams are not bidding for your players. Lambourne should go to Loughborough, right? Makes natural sense. But these teams are not bidding for your players right now. That's a bit too much to ask from the modding community. So I hope they add and I think next time I won't, because I have a rich owner now, I don't need Priscilla, really. Although she can make me 800,000 and I could have 1,800,000 to go buy a really good player instead of just 1 million, which is what I have now. Because I have a rich owner, which is proper. So let's stop and leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that, and I will see you again very soon. All right, bye.